Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, hi! In today's video, I'll be talking about one out of many new characters I've made over the span of a few days and a few weeks. His name is Jazzy and he is inspired by my boyfriend, mainly the nickname. For my boyfriend, the alias Jazzy has some significance since it's based on the fictional character Jazz from the Transformer franchise. He is depicted as a music-loving robot that speaks using African-American vernacular English and is Optimus Prime's right-hand man. Now, I personally think the nickname Jazzy is really cute, and it suits him. Many people in his family, or mainly online, say that the nickname suits him. He doesn't understand how and or why it suits him, but I think it's a pretty cute nickname. Now, I don't have much information due to the fact that I've been jumping from project to project, put this on the back burner. I was doing a video previously, but I couldn't get that completed, so that's why this was postponed. But Jazz's real name is Colson Miles Edison. He was born June 6, 2002, making him 20 years young. He's the oldest out of his family, and the older brother of a beautiful young lady by the name of Addison. Now, what made me draw him was the name Jazzy and how I could create a character out of that name. I also associate the name Jazz with things that are usually calming and mainly quiet, but I also brought out the sporadic and the chaotic feel of the design itself. A few more inspirations were his interest. Now, my boyfriend loves anime and horror movies and or games, and I decided that he would be the polar opposite of Nina since they are in a relationship. He is depicted as a young man at the height of 6 feet 4 inches. His build is fit yet broad and fair-skinned. He has minor abrasions and cuts due to him roughhousing and his fight-or-flight response in certain situations. He wears the standard black hoodie with a ghost face graphic on the front and wearing a gold medallion that his girlfriend gifted to him. He also has a couple of tattoos and piercings on both of his ears and markings on his face. The tattoos were done by Nina since she is a very talented soul and he trusts her with something like that and of that nature. The only one that wasn't done by her was the face tattoo, mainly due to the fact that his face is very sensitive, so he just draws on the triple X's with a eyeliner pencil. His eyes are usually depicted very low and one of them has a contact in them. There's not much to his backstory, mainly due to the fact that he is still in development, but he grew up in a small town and his parents were very supportive of their young boy and what he wants to be in life. His parents worked at decent jobs helping people in the community. His mother is a nurse and his father is a carpenter. As I stated before, he does have a younger sister, and yes, they've had their differences and fights because that's what siblings do, but she looks up to her older brother and wants to be an artist just like him. Now, at some point in time, he used to work with his mother, aiding individuals who needed it most. That happened when he was younger, but he didn't get an actual job until he was around 17 years young. He previously worked at a pizzeria with Jackson Devon for quite some time, so he's kind of familiar with my other characters. His current job is being a waiter at a restaurant. It is his permanent job until him and Nina move to a different state or so. He, on the other hand, when it comes to his occupations, he mainly had to do the simple jobs like waitress or waiters, like helping out with individuals who need it most, and just overall like the simple stuff because he was getting used to understanding what independence was. So those were the jobs he had throughout his youth, and now he works at a decent paying job at a decent restaurant with Nina, ironically. Yeah, if you could tell, I have been working on the development of the character for a little bit because I was on the phone with my boyfriend talking about the character and how I wanted to create the whole shebang, but I'm still pretty much trying to figure out how I want Jazzy to be Jazzy, if that makes any sense. So, like I stated before, him and Nina are polar opposites when it comes to personality. He's not like a booty hole or anything, but he has those days. As I mentioned before, I associate the name Jazz with calming and quiet things, but also wanted to bring out the chaotic side to this character. He seems like the type of person that would be quiet yet rowdy once provoked. He can be a bit of a shy guy, but overall he's a tough cookie, and he could also be intimidating as well, depending on the situation and circumstances. When people are provoking him, that's when his more chaotic side comes out, or when he gets adrenaline, that's when that chaotic side comes out. But overall, he is very well reserved, and he's just pretty much to himself 95% of the time. Whereas Nina is very outgoing. She is still pretty shy, but she's more outgoing than Jazz would be, if that makes any sense. And like I stated, he's not like a jerk or anything. It all depends on circumstantial situations. Example, if someone is flirting with Nina, or if someone is provoking him, like I stated before, if people keep pushing his buttons, that's when his sporadic side, and that's when he is more sporadically charged, I would say. Like I said, he is intimidating. He is intentionally and unintentionally intimidating. Just, he looks physically intimidating, and when he speaks, he also sounds intimidating. I haven't found a voice claim for him yet, but that's what I was trying to explain in the last one. If that made any sense, I'm sorry. His interests are very simple. He likes playing video games, watching anime, movies, hanging out with friends, and a bunch of other fun things. He also streams on his free time whenever he gets time, like when he's off work, or when he's just chilling with Nina, or whenever he wants, basically. He likes making commentary, and he will ramble on for days when it comes to his interests, like games, horror games, characters from certain films, TV shows, etc. And if you couldn't tell, he does like Ghostface, and that's because my boyfriend likes Ghostface. He has posters in his room, or in their room, I should say, because they do share a room, but he also has a separate room. Like, I can't express this enough, that Nina and Jazz are polar opposites. If you see their room, it makes sense to be like, oh, but yeah. I would say his style falls underneath the streetwear and or comfy style of clothing aesthetic. And his aesthetic is all over the place, but it mainly has something to do with black, or it mainly has something to do with his interest in anime characters, or anything horror theme, I should say. If you can't tell, he has many piercings on both of his ears and a contact in, which is inspired by Pain from Naruto. Once I was actually getting the inspiration, I was not only thinking of the stuff in my head. I did mention previously I was on the phone with him talking about it, and he suggests that I give him many piercings like how I did with the Pain picture I drew a year ago, and even give him 2 different colored eyes. Like, even though it's a contact, it still kind of falls underneath the interest of anime aspect. And he has many contacts depending on which one he wears. He could wear one, none, or even both. I should probably do something like that with my reference sheet whenever I get the time to, and I will do another video with Jazz in it, because if I'm being honest, this is a very fun character in my opinion. It's mainly because it has some significance to not only me, but to him, because I did show him. He was actually very appreciative. I even let him use the character for his profile picture. And I don't know. I just think this was a pretty fun project for me. Because it's like, I don't know, something. And I believe that's pretty much it with Jazzy, or Coulson. That's basically what I have as of now. I'm most likely going to update everything, and I apologize if you can hear a dog barking in my background. Someone is in my yard, and Butterbean do not like that. But all jokes aside, that's the premise of the video. I have nothing else better to talk about, but I do appreciate you guys a lot, and I appreciate everyone for being patient, because if I'm being honest, I beat myself up every time I don't have a consistent uploading schedule. I did state that I would be uploading during the weekends, but due to me being out and just kind of doing other things, I haven't had the time to. So I pretty much just summed it up to like weekly uploads. Pretty much on, not weekly uploads, but uploading on the weekend, pretty much just Fridays through Sundays. And yeah, that's the whole premise. But I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be writing even more information on other characters as well, like Jeff. Maybe I'm gonna do a re-upload or a redraw of Trixie, because I'm starting to actually put my stuff in my sketchbooks and doing actual reference sheets for them. And I'm resurfacing all of my older characters and redesigning them. Like, I looked on my Monster Girl makers, or looked on Monster Girl Maker. I have characters from Monster Girl Maker. I have characters from like 4 or 5 years ago, or even longer than that. Like, I have ideas, don't get me wrong. I have just been doing schoolwork and I am sorry for that, for getting sidetracked. But I think that's pretty much it. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but I hope you enjoyed the video. You can like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I will see you guys in the next video. So, I'm going to post more on my Instagram. I did do some pieces. I just haven't had the time to, but you'll see some new content. Bye for now.
Jazzy.